Hey, good day everybody, and welcome back to the channel. And today we're going to be doing some work on the SCX24s. Nothing huge, but today we're going to be putting on some beadlock rims and some tires from Injora that I'm going to be replacing on the Betty. So I've already taken the wheels off the Betty. The Betty has gotten a lot of upgrades so far. We've got the hot racing axle housings on the front and the rear, the hot racing brass turn knuckles, and some brass weights in the back. So we've put a bit of weight, and oh yes, and we've got the yaw racing shocks on the front there. So we've put a little bit of extra weight down low onto it. I may remove these and put them on a different vehicle if the weight gets too much. Once I get a scale, I'll be able to get a good weight of it. I don't have one currently, but today, so we're going to be doing some Injora products. So I've got these Injora beadlock rims, the green rims to go with Betty. We're going to replace the stock ones. I'm probably going to take the tires off of these rims. I do like these axial rock lizards. They are a nice tire, and I find that they hook up pretty good. But the factory rims are vented, so you can hear the air, and I don't know if there's foam in there. I don't think there is. I'm pretty sure there's not. So we're going to be replacing those with the Injora. These are their Mickey Thompson Baja MTZs. So these came as a set. I got these off Amazon. I'll leave a link to them below in the description. So they did come as a set, but they came unassembled. On Amazon they show them assembled. They come like this, and we're going to install them. So lots of little screws to go through and put on, and we'll try to make this as short as possible, and we'll get these bad boys onto the Betty to replace the stock. So we'll get right into them, get them out of the package, and as you can see, I do have a couple other SCX24s sitting in front of us. I got the camera ahead above us again today, guys. I've just been finding that the quality of my videos have been better when I have the camera facing the down like I do right now, than having it kind of at an angle beside me. So hopefully this works for you guys. If it's a bad angle or you like the other angle, just leave me a comment, and I'll change back to the way I used to do it. But I find when I'm editing my videos, I think I get a better description of what I'm doing, and it shows better what I'm doing with the camera above me. So if you don't like it, let me know. Leave a message, comment in the description, and I'll change it if I have to. So really nice packaging for Injora. They come nice little foam piece there, all nice and packaged up. Now that I got them out of the bag, I really like how they look. I like the colors of them, and these I believe are, I think they're a 3-piece. We'll find out in a second here. So yeah, those are really nice. Hopefully you guys can see that without too much glare if I put my hand there from the light above me. So yeah, they're really nice. I like those. And the tires, they do have foams in them. I'm going to leave the foam in for now just to see how they are on the beadlock, and if I don't like them, I can always go back and take them out, even though there's a whole bunch of screws to do that. So yeah, so let's get one of these, and we got all the screws here. So I got my little helper tray here, and we'll get the screws out so I'm not losing any screws. And again, this isn't magnetized, guys. This is something I printed off on the 3D printer. I plan on working on a version of it that is magnetized, where I can insert some magnets from underneath when it's printing, and then there'll be magnets. So they do give you, that's really nice, and I believe those are metal. Yeah, so they do give you some wheel hexes, new wheel hexes that'll probably fit better than the plastics. Yeah, they fit perfect in there. So that's good. They give you some new wheel hexes, so we'll put those aside, and they are metal, like I said, and they give you the pins. So they give you the hex locking pin to hold it in place on the axle. So that's good. We'll get those over here. These are a lot of screws here, gentlemen and ladies, for those ladies that are watching. There's one more there. Yeah, those are really tiny. So I will probably do a lot of fast forwarding as I assemble these. We'll probably do maybe one without fast forwarding, and then there are other ones I will speed up the process for you so that we don't have to watch them all. But the idea is to just show you how these go together and what they look like at the end. I'm pretty excited to get them on the Betty. So we've got two different sizes of screws, so just bear with me a sec. Like I said, I will get these I'll get these separated, and then we'll come back and we'll start putting one together. Just give me a sec, I'll be right back, gents. Okay guys, we're back. So I got all the screws separated. There's only two sizes, and I got the beadlock rims all apart. So they're a 4-piece rim. You've got the center ring, of course, and your main inner, your beadlock, and your back beadlock. So there's 4 pieces. There's 6 screws of the larger screw that hold on your back, and 15 smaller ones that that'll hold on. Hopefully you guys can see that. That'll hold on the front beadlock. So without further ado, we'll get into one of these, and I don't think these are directional. If I was to look at them, nope, they are not directional, so you don't have to really pay too much attention to that. They're the same on both sides. They're marked Baja MTZ Mickey Thompson, and these again are Injora. I got off of Amazon, and again I'll leave a link to both of these or this set below, because they were a set. I do have some other Injora tires and some Amazon tires that I could install also, but I thought I'd do exactly what I bought off Amazon, how they came. So we'll put these on, and we'll keep the foams in. Looks like they're pretty well fitted foams. I don't see any bulges or anything in the tires, so that's really good that the foam is your normal black, pretty open cell foam. I think they're pretty stiff, so they might be a little bit of closed cell, but I think they're mainly open cell, not a closed cell foam. So we'll put the ring in, and looks like it's a tight fit, so that's a good thing. So you get your ring in there in the center, and make sure it's sitting in there nice along, and you make sure that the inner bead of your tire is sitting on that little lip, just like the 1.9s and the 2.2s and the bigger beadlocks. So there's not much of a difference here, just a smaller size. So you're going to, for each screw, I guess I should tell you, you're going to need a 0.5 hex, and you need a 1.5 hex. The back ones are 1.5 hex, and the beadlock rings are the 0.5 hex. Okay, so then you drop your center into that, and it kind of pushes through there. And there's actually, if you look at the back, there's a notch in the back, and I'm not sure, if you look at the back of the rim, I just noticed that there's these 2 notches in here, and I don't know if that's a machining notch from where it's held in the machine, because there is no indent for it to catch on the locking rim, the back locking ring. So I guess that may be just from machining, how they hold it in the machine when they're machining it. I'm not sure. So just in case, thought we'd have a look at that and make sure we're not missing something there. So these I find a lot easier to do than some of the RC 4-wheel drive ones, where you've got to line up the front and the rear as the screws go all the way through. This is separate, so it's going to be a heck of a lot easier to put them in. So we'll just get a couple of these running. Normally I would use some thread lock on these guys, but because they're so small and they are Injora, I'm not saying that their hardware isn't good, but they do seem to strip out a little bit sooner than some. So I'm not going to use thread lock right away. The first time I do go out and run, it'll be something that I check throughout the run just to see. So pretty simple to get these in there, and if they are starting to get loose, then I'll go back and I will thread lock them, because that's a lot of screws to get thread locked, and they are small, and I really don't want to have an issue stripping them out, trying to get them out later on down the road. So we'll do one here live without fast forwarding and playing you some music, just to go through getting it done, and we'll see how long it takes to get them done. So pretty simple, guys. Not a hard thing to do, these little 1.0 beadlocks on these little tires, but we got to upgrade. That's just the way it is. So I've got a lot of other parts here for a special build, and I do have some other parts for I've got a bumper that I want to put on the CRC Jeep, and I've got some brass that I want to put on the new Gladiator. Of course, I'm not doing much with the Gladiator. I took the simulated tent off to lower some of the upper weight on it, and I'm going to put some brass on it. So I don't have a lot right now for that. I'm starting to see some of the aftermarket parts come out for that, so that's good. We should see links and so forth start to come out. But like I said, I do have a special build coming up on the 1/24 scale that I've ordered a lot of parts for. So here we got to make sure that this ring is sitting correctly, so that when we put our bead ring on, it's sitting in there correctly. Sorry if I get my head in the way, guys. You gotta make sure that it's sitting in there so that you can close that gap. And I'm not getting it in there correctly for some reason. May not be as easy as I thought. So we got to make sure when we're putting this on that the tire bead goes down into on the outside of your centerpiece, which I neglected to do while I was tightening down that back piece. But it seems to be pushing in there fairly easy, and it doesn't seem to be popping out on me as I go around. So it's kind of hard to see because they're so small, so I apologize if you guys can't really see that. But we're trying to get that ring, the bead set in, the bead of the tire set in between the center ring and the center hub, I guess you would call it, the center piece of the beadlock, the green piece. Because if it doesn't go in there, you're not going to get that ring on there right, and the tire is going to bulge out. So I think yeah, she's pretty small. Okay, maybe I don't like dealing with these small pieces. So you make sure you're in there as good as you can get. You make sure your bead goes in right. You got a flat side, and there's a little lip there. I don't know if you guys can see that. There's a little bit of a lip there, so the lip goes upwards, like away from the bead itself. And then you kind of try and get your holes lined up so you can start your first screw. And they're really short screws, so you really got to make sure that you're in there, because they are not very long. Like if you're looking at the tip of that hex, they're about as long as the tip of that hex, the hex part of that tool. So they're not very long. So you best make sure you best make sure that you got that bead in there correctly, or you're gonna end up struggling later on, which I may do it live here. We may struggle. My furnace just kicked on, guys, so if you hear that, I apologize. We're still winter, so of course furnace is kicking in. Oh, we're good. Okay, she's catching. I won't go all the way in. I will just go slowly around and start sucking that bead into the rim, and we'll go right across to the other side. Yeah, these are really small. I should be getting a different set of tools just to work on my SCX24s, because these heavier tools can get cumbersome. So we're not actually perfectly lined up there. I think I am now. Still not lined up. Bear with me, guys. I try not to make my videos too long, but if they're long, oh well. It is what it is. I want to share what I'm doing and the troubles that I have putting them together, so that if you're getting the same set and you try to do it, you don't make the same mistakes I do. Yeah, she's not closing up there. We're not getting that ring in there very good. There we go. Maybe now we've got it. And I don't know if they've given us any extra of these little buggers, so that's why I brought the white tray out today. And I thought it'd be easier for you guys to see what I'm doing with the white background instead of just the blue mat that's on my workbench. Yeah, we're still not getting her in there. So we really got to make sure that we get that that bead in there, and I can see it a little bit popping out there. So we're gonna have to take this one back out. See what we got going on in there. So after this video, I am hoping to get back to my gatekeeper build. I think I've only done 2 videos of that so far. It's been kind of sitting waiting for me to get back to it. So I'm hoping that'll be the next. Yeah, see, she popped out of there. The next video that I work on, guys, is getting that gatekeeper build done. It's been sitting waiting, and I do have another plan of a build besides the special SCX24 build. Yeah, you see how we've got it in that bead on this side here, but it's not getting in there on this side. I can't get it to go down in between the center ring and the back, the center part of the tire. It just doesn't want to sit in there. Just on that one side here. We're good on one side, but not the other. So we might have to, what we might have to do, I really don't want to take that back off there, because it's going in there. It's just the one area it doesn't want to go. Well, maybe it's a good thing I got long fingernails. Try and help me push that in there. I really don't want to put those screws in there with it not seated correctly. Then yes, that's how you strip screws, especially on these little pieces. And you strip them out and you don't have any extra. You strip the bead itself, the threads inside the wheel, then what do? You're pooched. You gotta over friggin' thread lock it to try and hold the screw in place, even though it's just one out of the many that are there. Well, I think we're somewhat down a bit better in there. So yeah, you got to just make sure. So that's lesson 1 on these little guys. Make sure that you've got that set in there correctly and as far down as you can, so that you can. If my head's getting in the way, guys, I'm sorry. I'm a little blind. I'm an old guy, so I need to be able to see above me, over top of my work here. Okay, I think we're close. So we're gonna try another screw. Jesus, they're small. I should be using a set of tweezers to get a hold of these, so that I know I'm getting a hold of them. I'm lined up with the hole, and we're going in. So I'm just gonna put them in a couple turns this time instead of the bunch that I did last time. Jeez. They bounce away from you. Hence the reason I should have this magnetized, I guess. Then I'd never get them off it probably, because the magnets would hold them on too tight and they're too small. See, still a lot getting lined up here. And I can see down there, and I can see that the bead is setting in there this time. It's just getting the holes lined up. There we go. Well, maybe not. Alright, we'll try that. I do like the looks of these rims, though. They're a little darker than the paint job on the Betty, but I do like the look of them. I've been, there we go, I've been very impressed with the Injora products that I'm getting, and I want to keep getting them, and unfortunately in Canada it's either you get them directly from Injora, which is China I believe, or Japan, one of the two, or Amazon. And to get them from Amazon to get to Canada, yeah, we're in there now, gentlemen, they come out of the US, so it takes a little bit longer, and then I'm limited to Amazon products. So to get them directly from Injora would be perfect, except for it would take forever for them to get here. It would take me a long time to get the parts because of the time to travel across the oceans to get to us in Canada. But where I can get the parts, I am getting the parts, because I like to highlight their parts, because they are so far a well-built part, and they're cost effective, not efficient, cost effective. They're a lot cheaper than some of the hot racing or trail or some of the other name brands that are out there, that you're paying a lot more for the name, where Injora is putting out a good product and a better, more economical price for. Oh, that's not good. So look at that screw that they put in there. I hope I'm not short a screw, or they put extras. So this one has a Phillips head in it. I don't know if you guys can, if I can hold the darn thing. If you guys can see that, it's got a Phillips head. So that's not good. So we'll put that one aside. Hopefully they gave us extras, or I'm going to be short a screw, because that's a Phillips head, and it ain't going to go in here. And it's we got a bigger one there, and it's not a button head or a flat head either. It's a I don't know what the hell they call those. It's got a little bit of, it's not a flat head, so it'll screw up the bead. It won't go in flush, so that ain't going in there. So hopefully they, like I said, they gave us extra. So there we go, we're almost there. We got like 3 left, and then we'll button her down. And I like the look of it. I definitely like the look of it. Just a little bit of a pain to get lined up in the center there on this one. Maybe the next one, now we know it'll go smoother. But like I said, I won't do all of these in front of you. I'm not too worried about the times on my videos. I'm doing this for the fun. I'm not doing this to get, you know, monetized and make a ton of money. Like, there's no way I could ever meet some of the video quality that's out there on the YouTube channels and stuff. Some of the ones I watch are just amazing, but I just like to I enjoy doing it and sharing my hobby adventures with you guys, just like all the other smaller channels. But in saying that, I did pop over the 500 mark in subscribers over the last week, so I would like to especially thank those that subscribed over the last couple weeks here. I did go over 500, so that's awesome. I didn't expect to get that many subscribers on my little channel. So, you know, I've only got 80, I think I have 84 videos up, and some of them are old, like 3 to 4 years old, and then I did nothing on YouTube for 2 or 3 years, and then I just started again last year, putting up videos and sharing my adventures with the RC world. So there, we've gone around, we've tightened them up, so we've got one done. Well, they are pretty stiff compared to there's a little bit of, but not much. So those foamies might have to come out, because there's, well, it'll be hard to say. It'll be when we get her out on the trails in the spring, I'll be able to get an idea. And they're in there nice. They're not going to come out of there. Yeah, I really like those. I really like those compared to the squishy air that would soak up a ton of water. Yeah, so there it is put together. There it is from the back. I'm sure they will fit over. Let's just see if it'll fit over my rear weights on, if I can get one. Oh, I got the screw on there, so I put the nut back on there so I wouldn't lose them, because I don't have at the moment any of those spare nuts. So let's see if she'll fit on there. No, she will not. So we are definitely having to, if I need to put weight somewhere else, because those will definitely not fit in there. So that's why they give you their little hexes. So okay, so that's good to know. So those rear weights are going to have to come off of this, off the Betty with these rims, and maybe Injora has a set that I can get off Amazon that'll fit these rims, because I do like that lower weight. Okay, so we'll just keep going and putting on the next ones. So there's one done, and we'll just keep plugging away. And like I said, I'll probably fast forward these guys, so I'm going to stop gabbing and just start putting these together, and I will come back talking when I get them all put back together. Actually, you know what I'll do, guys, is I'll stop the video. Why would I just sit here and video this? I will get these put together, and then we'll come back, and maybe we'll have enough time to, if the video is not too long, we'll put on the bumper there, as I don't know how long it took me to do that first wheel, maybe 10 minutes. Try to keep this video around 20-25 minutes, but if we don't have time, then we'll just do that in a different video, or I'll just do it and we'll overview it later on in a different video down the road. Okay, so I'll get these done, guys, and we'll be back and we'll have a look at them installed on the Betty. I'll be back when I'm finished. Hey guys, we're back. I'm just finishing up the last one. I've got 2 more screws to go in, and we'll go over how I figured these out on the last 3 to put them together a little bit easier, and then we'll get them on the Betty. And I took the weights off. These are SSD weights, by the way, so they're 6.8 gram hex weights, and I took them off, and they actually do fit in these rims from Injora, so they do work. They do fit in there. They're a little tight, but not, you can get them in and out fairly easy. But with the weight of the new tires, I think they're over that, or they're close to that 6 gram. I wish I had a scale to weigh them. I will get one, and we will do another video weighing these so I can give you guys a weight. So look for that video in the future, guys. I should have a scale. I just haven't got one yet. But yeah, so there they are all together. So how I found the easiest way to put them together was put a couple screws in your beadlock first, and then put your beadlock, your front beadlock on, and then fit your back locking ring on, and it goes in much easier. So that is it. It doesn't take too long. I think that was about 15 minutes of me being off camera to get them done. So they're really nice. I like how they look, and there is some weight there, and if I'm comparing just by hands, they're about the same. So I'm going to leave these off for now, and then stick them on one of my other ones, maybe on the Gladiator, on the new Gladiator, on the back or the front, probably the front. For now, and then once I get a scale, I'll be able to tell the weight difference, because we are getting a lot of weight on the Betty with all the upgrades that I've already done. Not a whole bunch, but like I said, the axles and the brass up front and the shocks. So there is some better downforce weight there. Lower center of gravity is helping with the weight that I've put on it. Definitely the shocks have made a difference. The racing internal shocks, pardon me, really like those. So let's get these on there, and we'll have a look at how she looks, and compared to that, I'm pretty happy. I do like the tires. Just another point, be careful when you're putting the tires on not to squeeze them, because then you take the air out of the tire, and I was putting one together and it was staying flat in one spot because I squished all the air out, because these are, again, not breathing. Right, there's foamies in there, so they don't have the air hole in it like the plastic ones do. So we'll get them on. These are gonna come off. I like these tires, so I am gonna get them off of these plastic rims. I'll do that in an acetone wash. It'll eat through that glue, and I'm sure those will come off in no time. I'll just put them in the acetone vapor above the acetone on a platform like I've done in the past. I don't think I need to use the heat gun on these, is how I do the bigger tires. But yeah, we'll get those off, and then I'll have a set of tires, because I do like those tires. They do hook up pretty good. But I thought I'd give these a try because this is what came with the rims. So we'll get her onto the Betty here, and we'll change out the front plastic hexes there, or wheel hex, and I'm sure that the pins are the same size, I would imagine. Oh, maybe not. Oh, I got it backwards. My fault. Yeah, so they're the same size. We'll get these on and we'll see how she looks on the old Betty. I do like the way they're looking. I do think they're a nice looking rim. And again, Injora. I'm really impressed with the products that they're coming out, especially for the SCX24s. And they do have a ton of other products that they have parts for, so it's not just the SCX24s, but that's what I've been focusing on. I do have some Injora tires on my 1/10 scale that I did a video on. I will probably leave a link to that for you. Just make sure so you've lost with those new hexes a little bit of screw there, obviously, because it's not popping out as much. So they are, no, they're the same size, so they're the same thickness. They're just maybe it's the rim, offset of the rim, that's causing the difference there. So we'll take this one off and get that on there. Make sure it's all the way on. Yeah, I'm really enjoying the SCX24s. The craze is big right now, and I jumped aboard, and I'm really having a good time with them. I have 4 now, and a build coming, so I'm doing a scratch build. Videos to come on that. I'm still just waiting on a few more parts. I've got most. There is a few more. I gotta get my pliers or my tweezers, guys. I'm sorry. These are really small. I do have a few more parts coming, and I do need a few more things. Like I don't want to really steal from the SCX24s I have now, so I do got to figure out the radio system, because I do not have an extra ESC combo, receiver combo. The AX, what is that? The AE6, which is in my older ones. The new ones are now coming. These two come with the new Horizon Hobby tagged combo, ESC combo. So I do got to figure out that, if I'm going to put a different radio, or if I'm going to try to find an extra ESC combo for the special build. I did mention it on my last video. I think that that build that I'm planning is a SCX24. I'm calling it an SCX24 80% Amazon build. So I'm getting everything that I can from Amazon. Jeez, that doesn't look right, does it? That one really pushed on there. We might be. Yeah, we're okay. Yeah, that hex just went really. Oh God, where's that little nut? Oh, there it is. Like I said, I don't have any of those extra. I got to get some of those. Go back to my Amazon, my friendly Amazon, and get some more of these wheel nuts, because I don't have any extra, and if I lose one, the more you take them on and off, the nylon part of it starts to wear out. And like I said, you don't want to over tighten these, because if you tighten them too tight, then it interferes, gives drag on the motor, and you'll burn out your motor. And this is currently a stock motor in this one. I'm still waiting for my local hobby shop to get well, not local, but closest to me, that I order from online. I'm still waiting for them to get some aftermarket motors in. So once they do, I'll be upgrading these motors. I do have a special motor plan for my build. It's not going to be a stock motor, like I said. It's going to be a different type of build. There's lots of them out there that are like the one I'm planning, but they're not, I don't think they're 100% 80% Amazon builds like I'm planning. So yeah, so look for that in the future, guys. Hopefully soon. I do want to get, like I said, I want to get my a little loose. I want to get my gatekeeper done, but there we go. So new tires and rims are on the Betty, and I can already tell that is a huge weight difference with those on there. So leaving those off is a good idea. Sorry, the camera's above me. It's hard to give you that drop. Yeah, so there they are. Sorry, I got a tickle in my throat. Just let me take a drink here. So there's the Injora rims and tires. Excuse me. And yeah, well, we'll end the video there, guys. Thanks for coming along with me on this one, and thanks for the new subscribers over the last couple weeks. I've gotten over 500 now, so I'm pretty happy with that, and I seem to be growing, so that's great. And if you're new or haven't subscribed and you're just here visiting, please give me a thumbs up, click that bell, be notified when I upload new content, and leave me a comment. Let me know what you think of these rims. Let me know how you think of the camera view for sure. I'm trying to change it up a bit, get a better view for you guys. Oh, and just before I go to add, there is I'm not sure if you can see it, but they gave you a ton of front beadlock screws and 3 of the back. So that's great. Well done, Injora, for that. I appreciate that for sure, because if you lose one, now I've got probably 2 sets there. I haven't counted them, but there's probably maybe 15 plus there for sure, which is a whole beadlock rim. So perfect. So thanks again, guys, and until the next time, everybody stay safe. Cheers.